Hi, it's Thomas Gronnemark. I'm professional football throwing coach and I'm helping clubs like Liverpool FC, Ajax, RB Leipzig, Ghent, Atlanta United, FC Midtjylland and many other teams. Some people are saying that throw-ins are just a small thing in football, but there are actually between 40 and 60 throw-ins in a match. And normally you're using approximately 15 to 20 minutes on throw-in situations in a normal match. And on top of that, most teams are losing the ball in more than 50% of the occasions when they have a throw-in under pressure. So throw-ins are really, really important. I'm working with my own throw-in philosophy called the long, the fast and the clever throw-in. In my long, fast and clever throw-in philosophy, I'm working with 4 different main areas. The first area is the basics, and here I'm working with the player's ability to make a correct throw-in. I'm working with the player's ability to throw precise and utilize the near space around the thrower. Then I'm also working with general space creation for all the players on the pitch. The second thing is the long, fast and clever throw-in, and here I'm working with the long. Here I'm improving the players throw-in with technical analysis, technical training. Most players are improving between 5 to 10 meters and some up to 15 meters. It's really important for all teams to have players who can throw as far as possible, because the further you can throw, the greater throw-in area you have to. So you don't have to be a set-piece team to really use this long throw-in training. All teams are using my long throw-in training. Also clubs like Liverpool and Ajax who are not taking long throw-ins towards the opponent's goals. Then we have the fast throw-ins. That's all about how can we mark the opponents fast when they have a throw-in, but it's also how can we throw fast when we have a throw-in. You shouldn't throw fast all the time, because sometimes it's the worst thing to do to throw fast, because if you're throwing the ball into a pressure situation, it's really, really bad. And then the final thing of the fast throw-ins, that's counter-attack throw-ins. You can't be offside on a throw-in, so you can really use that, not every time, but sometimes. And then the last part of the long, fast and clever throw-in is a clever throw-in. And here I'm working with the players' throwing intelligence in different drills and so they can take smart decisions on the pitch. Then the third main area here is individual throw-in superpowers, and it's really important to use individual throw-in superpowers on the pitch, on the team, because some players are good at protecting the ball, some players are fast, some players are good at creating space, some players have a fantastic first touch, and can you use that in a match, then it can really be fantastic for you and your team. And then the final thing, the final main area is the 3 zones. I'm working with 3 different zones: the defending zone at your own penalty area, the middle zone, and then the attacking third at the opponent's penalty area. And in these 3 zones I have 40 to 50 different throw-in tools, so 10, 12, 15, 17 in each zone. And it's not like a playbook in American football where we have to do only one thing. No, it's I'm learning the players to have different choices in different zones, because there are, different challenges in every zone. And on top of all this, on top of the knowledge they've learned here, individual superpowers, drills, everything, they are also using their own creativity and fantasy. So, for example, in Liverpool, we have like millions of options. But today I'm going to give you 4 drills, and it's up in this basic area. These 4 drills are about precision to the feet, but also how can we utilize the near space around the thrower. In these 4 videos I'm giving to you, the focus is on how you can learn your players to make precise throw-ins to the feet at short and middle distance from the thrower, but also how you can use the near space around the thrower to keep possession and after that create chances on the pitch. What is precise throw-ins? Most throw-ins have to go to the feet. There are a few throw-ins on the pitch where you might go after the head, or you might want to use space in front of a player who's running, then it's okay that the ball is jumping a little bit. But most of the time you want to go to the feet. It's also okay to throw like 30, 40 centimeters over the feet, because the player can still move the leg and everything. But I see a lot of throw-ins also in professional football where the players are throwing to the hip, to the chest, or to the head when it had to go to the feet. So, and then you'll get a really bad first touch. You'll often lose the ball already at the first touch, but if you keep the ball, you'll often have a really bad return pass or a pass inside the pitch. So, and the chance of losing the ball there is bigger. So in this exercise, we're concentrating on how can we throw more precise, how can we make a good return pass. And again, you don't have to do a return pass every time in a match. You can, of course, control it yourself or pass it inside of the pitch. But we're concentrating on throwing to the feet, making a really good return pass, and then afterwards making a really good angle. So what you'll get here is a 4-step drill where we're building everything up. Every player can use this. You can use it already from U9. You can use it up to U14. Youth players in general, amateur players, pro players can also use this. I'm also doing these 4 drills in clubs like Liverpool and Ajax and so. So here are your 4 drills. Here we have the first of the 4 drills called left-right precision. The target here is to make a precise throw-in to your teammates' feet. We have 3 players here behind the sideline. We have 3 players behind the cone, 8, 9, 10 meters away from the sideline. Here the player has to signal. Do I want it to get it to my left or to my right foot? And it's really important that the players are shifting between left and right, so you don't receive it with your best foot all the time. And then after that you have to make a return pass to the thrower. Here we see the very first one, and we have the guy here throwing, coming forward, the guy is running, and here there is a mistake because this guy is coming way too close to the thrower. And if we do that in a match and the guy here is pressured, then we'll give too much pressure. So it's really important that you are signaling fast here, so you make a throw at 8 or 9 meters. Now we have the second of the 4 drills called left-right cut. We have now all the players behind the sideline. The first player is the runner, the second player is the thrower. We want to run here, jog, and then cut either left or right. Receive the ball and then make a return pass. It's a little bit more difficult than before. But one thing, it's really important that you must not cut back, because if you're cutting back, you're coming too close to the thrower and there'll be too much pressure on the thrower if you make a return pass. So instead, jog, take a decision, cut right or left, and then a return pass to the thrower. That's the exercise. Okay. Now we're having the third of the 4 drills. It's called left, right, cut, defend. We're having a defender here, attacker here, and a thrower here. It's the same as before, jogging out there, cutting to the right or to the left, but instead of just having no pressure, you're having pressure from the defender. The defender should not tackle you or try to get the ball, but it's just body pressure, pressure, pressure. So it's a little bit like in a match or in training where you're getting pushed and pressured by your teammate. Yep, you go. Yep, good, yep. Here is the 4th and last drill called return pass best angle. I'll show it in slow motion here, going again outside, then I'm cutting here, either to the right or left. The defender goes together with me and putting some pressure on. And now I'm going to show the ball here in slow motion. Normally when I have made the return pass, the player is pressuring the receiver of the return pass. And I see a lot of players who are just standing there, not active. And the challenge is that if you're not active as a return passer, then you are closing down the angle. Right now, the receiver of my return pass can't play me again because the other guy here is standing in front of me. So that's the reason why we have to choose an angle on the pitch. There are some angles who are better than others. A very, very bad angle is if you're running behind the player here, because then he can't play me, and then I'm free. The best angle is often going to this side, so we can play it here. So choose the best angle. Here you see it in full speed. Cuts, return pass, angle, pass. That's it. Vi kører bare lige 30-45 sekunder. Udmærket, ja, udmærket. Godt presset. Okay, her kommer du. Ja, okay. Træk mere. Kom igen. Kom igen. When you have learned your players to master the near space creation, it's much harder for the opponents to take the ball from you when you have a throw-in under pressure. So remember, do the 4 drills, have patience. Even though your players probably will improve a lot, it will take some time before they can master it fully. So again, take these 4 drills into your next session. You only have to use approximately 15 to 20 minutes on them. Thanks for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed watching my 4 video drills. I'm also writing on a book about the long, fast and clever throw-in philosophy. And if you have subscribed to my newsletter, of course you'll get notice when it's out. But you can also follow me on social media. Here I'll tell a lot about my upcoming book. When I've been publishing my book, I'll also have some online courses you can use in your training. If you want to invite me to your club for a visit, then you're very welcome. I'm not only coaching professional clubs, I'm also coaching amateurs and youth clubs. Some people might think that, hey, how can we afford that? But I often see that a club invite me and then also invite all the coaches and many of the players, perhaps even parents or other people around the club. Sometimes I also see that clubs are going together, like 3 or 4 clubs from a town, and then we have a big throw-in celebration where I'm showing exercises, drills on the pitch, but also having talks and other things. But again, you're welcome to write to me about a visit at info@throwin.dk. And then if you have some football coaching colleagues who could really use more knowledge and drills around throw-in coaching, then you're welcome to give them the link here, thomasgronnemark.com/free. See you on the pitch. Bye bye.